Pathogenesis of viruses. I am Dr. BT, clinical microbiologist. So last 4-5 days I was on a tour, so couldn't post videos. So first we will talk about the cellular effects of viral infections. Cytopathic effect of viruses. When a virus infects a cell, it may produce a change in the normal appearance of the cell. The cell becomes round and dark, and then undergoes lysis or chain cell formation. Identification of the viruses is based on detection of appearance of the cytopathic effect in the cell culture. Cellular effects of viral infections. So here we can see that the cell infected by the viruses may undergo one of the following effects. Either it can undergo death. The viral infection causes cell death by inhibiting the host cell protein synthesis and later inhibiting the cellular DNA and RNA synthesis. Polioviruses cause cell death by inactivating an initiation factor required for cellular mRNA. Next is cytopathic effect in the form of multinucleated giant cells. Happens when the cells infected by the virus exhibit a tendency to fuse with the uninfected cells due to the interaction of cell membranes of the uninfected cells with viral glycoproteins, which are also known as fusion proteins, which are expressed in the cell membranes of the infected cells. If fusion occurs in a relatively low number of cells, it results in the formation of multinucleated giant cells, which are found in infections caused by herpes virus. And if it is occurring in large number of giant cells, it may give rise to a structure called syncytia, as in respiratory syncytial viruses. So this is how a SANC cell will look like. I can think and correlate with the previous text which I have explained. So cellular effects on viral infections. The second part is the formation of included bodies, which are abnormal structures in the cell nucleus or cytoplasm, which have characteristic staining and characteristic viral products or protein. The size and location are pathognomic for certain viral infections. For example, you can see Guanare bodies and Negri bodies are eosinophilic intracytoplasmic inclusion bodies found in pox viruses and in rabies respectively. So Guanare bodies are found in pox virus, and Negri bodies, I think even little baby knows, it is found in rabies virus. Also inclusion is found in CMV virus, which are intranuclear basophilic inclusion bodies. So this is the inclusion bodies. I think you can understand. If you need any explanation regarding this, you can type in the chat box. I'll be happy to explain more in detail. The next one is malignant transformation. Some viruses like human papillomavirus, Epstein-Barr virus, hepatitis B virus, hepatitis C virus, human T-cell lymphoblastic viruses are capable of causing unrestrained growth in cells, especially in immunocompromised individuals. And sometimes it may cause no apparent change in the affected cell. So transmission of viral diseases. So transmission of viral diseases may either be horizontal or vertical, or may be transmitted zoonotically. Horizontal transmission is a transmission from one person to one person by the route, like respiratory route, which is most common way that viruses are transmitted. Infection may be localized on the respiratory system, for example rhinovirus, or the initial infection may start and then spread elsewhere from it. For example, you can say that the infection caused by virus measles starts in the respiratory tract mucosa, and then the viremia spreads to the skin. Next is fecal oral. Fecal oral is the second most common route of transmission. Enteroviruses like picovirus, picornovirus, reovirus, calcivirus spread in this way. Viruses infecting the gastrointestinal tract may be excreted in feces for up to several weeks, and then the patient may spread this infection by fecal contamination of food and water. Most of these viruses are naked viruses and resistant to inactivation by detergent. Next is cutaneous route. The virus enters through the abrasion through the insect's bite or animal bite, for example rabies. Hematogenous. Hematogenous is transmitted by the infected blood, which may help in the spread of viruses like hepatitis B, hepatitis C, HIV, and CMV. So next is venereal route. It may be caused due to disruption or inflammation of the mucosa during sexual intercourse. So diseases like AIDS have this sort of spread. Next is vertical transmission. It is the transmission of infection from the mother to the infant, which may occur transplacentally and may cause congenital infection like HIV, rubella, herpes, CMV, the cytomegalovirus, and hepatitis B. Perinatally, as the fetus passes through the birth canal, lactation, etc. So these diseases usually occur in animals but not spread to the human beings from animals. So these are called zoonotic infections. So you should understand that animals spread this infection to human beings. Okay. So it may be by human bites, for example, rabies virus transmitted by the bite of an infected dog. Arthropod bone like mosquito or tick. Example is viral hemorrhagic fever. I think viral hemorrhagic fever I just explained in detail. You can go through the link and get more details about it. Coming into contact with infected animal products like urine, respiratory secretions of animals. So next we will talk about the stages of viral infection. The first one is the incubation period, second is the prodromal period, third is specific illness period, and fourth is recovery. So virulence. Virulence is poorly understood in viruses and it is differentiated greatly depending upon different viruses. So some viruses infect a narrow range of cells, for example polio, which can infect human cells only. Other viruses can affect a large range of cells, for example rabies can infect the mammalian cells. Viruses infect only specific cells, for example Herpes simplex 1 infects the fibroblast growth factor receptor, rabies virus to acetylcholine receptor, and HIV to CD4 receptor on the T helper cells. Mutation also influences the virulence of some viruses like influenza, which may result in life-threatening infections. So factors that modify viral pathogenicity are age, nutrition, genetic factors, pregnancy, and immunosuppression. So this brings us to the end of this session. So you should understand all the basic mechanisms. So as our great sir said, no viruses is known to cause good. It has been well said that a virus is a piece of bad news wrapped up in a protein. So don't be like viruses, be like bacteria, which is also helping as a commensal. Thank you so much friends. Thank you for your time. Good day.